Welcome to another edition of the Controversial Truth. I am your host, Enrique James, aka Notty, and like I said before, this will be a panel show, but for now it's just me. The show is brought to you by Authority Transportation. If you gotta get it there, there's only one way to get it there, and that is with Authority. And we're gonna jump right on into this thing with the preseason football games that just came on this weekend. And we were talking about young quarterbacks last time. We saw that Teddy Bridgewater kind of had a tough go of it in his debut, but I saw Johnny Manziel tonight, and the kid, you know, he looked like Johnny Manziel. 7 for 11, 63 yards. He had 27 rushing yards on 6 carries. Also, Blake Bortles, he looked nice in his debut for Jacksonville. 7 for 11, 119 yards. But going back to Johnny with the Brian Hoyer quarterback battle, Brian Hoyer looked good too. A couple drop passes, Josh Gordon in the end zone, and also Miles Austin on the deep pass that should have been brought in. So, just based off the game, in my opinion, if I'm looking at it, Brian Hoyer, if he's the real starter going into this thing, then he still have the spot right now. But Johnny didn't look bad. I like to see him go through his progressions a little more and hit some of his passes that he had open before running. But he didn't get hit. He slid when he had to slide, and he did a good job running. So, good job for him. As for Blake Bortles and Chad Henne, the stream may be starting to get pulled a little bit quicker, a little bit sooner for Blake Bortles, because he probably should be the starter right off the rip. So it's been good for young quarterbacks in this preseason, but it's still preseason. We haven't really seen the real live bullets yet. So I'm gonna stay with my first words when I say hold your horses. Just wait on this thing right now. Also, this weekend we had the NBA Hall of Fame induction, and I like to, you know, give shouts out to the guys who were inducted into the Hall of Fame. Mitch Richmond, Alonzo Mourning, you had David Stern, you had Guy Rodgers, you had Bob Leonard, the old Pacers coach. And Guy Rodgers, he was the point guard who was playing with Wilt Chamberlain all those years that they was getting knocked off by the Celtics, but yet still was a great point guard. Also, you saw Nolan Richardson go into the Hall of Fame, Gary Williams, the coach from Maryland. You saw the women's 1973 team from the Immaculata team from Oregon. They went into the Hall of Fame. They were the dominant women's team before there was a UConn, before there was a women's tournament. And Kathy Rush, who was the coach of that team, she accepted the award. So congratulations to everybody who made the Hall of Fame. Oh, I can't forget Sarunas Marciulionis, international player. We know how great he was. If you follow basketball, the shooter that he was, and he's one of the pioneers for European players coming over to the States and playing basketball. So shouts out to him too. You know, a lot of times when you look at the Hall of Fame, sometimes you say, did that guy really deserve to make the Hall of Fame? But we have to understand that the Basketball Hall of Fame is just that, the Basketball Hall of Fame. So that means your college, you know, anything that you did great, you know, even if you were a great Hall of Gold trotter and you contributed to the game in a great way, you can go to the Hall of Fame. And that's the case for a guy to me like Alonzo Mourning, who, based off his NBA credentials, I don't know if he really is a Hall of Famer, but when you add all of his basketball together, what he did at Georgetown included, the Olympics included, then yes, Alonzo Mourning is a Hall of Famer. But as far as the NBA, I don't know if he's top 10 center all the time. And if you're not in the top 10, top 15, I don't know if you really deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. But that's just me. That's just me. We talked last time about how Kevin Durant has withdrawn from competition at the USA FIBA games, you know, citing the fatigue, sort of say. I wonder how much of that is attributed to Paul George being hurt, and that's on his mind. But he has been replaced by Rudy Gay, another swing man who wasn't there, but he can fill the role, and he has FIBA experience, once won a gold medal with the United States. So congratulations to him. It'll be nice to see what Rudy Gay can contribute to this team. There's no LeBron James, there's no Wade, no Melo, no Kobe. I don't know how successful we can really expect this team to be. I know that when you're talking basketball and you're talking about United States basketball, you expect the best. But these other teams that caught up too. Spain is very formidable, and for me right now, they're the favorite considering there is no Durant, LeBron, Wade, Kobe, Dwight Howard. All these guys are not playing basketball. There's no Westbrook in this game. So Derrick Rose has a lot on his shoulders right now. James Harden has a lot on his shoulders right now. There's no Kevin Love, so Anthony Davis, he has to really shoulder the load pretty much for this team. So it's going to be interesting to see how the United States contends when they go against the world. Speaking of contentions, the NCAA didn't contend so well when it came to facing Ed O'Bannon in the Ed O'Bannon case. The judges have cited the NCAA in violation of antitrust laws when it's come to using players' likeness. So now players are going to be able to use their own likeness to reap benefits, reap rewards. Now, we were talking in the last Controversial Truth about how the NCAA has pretty much given the Power 5 conferences free reins, can make rules on stipends, can make rules as far as practice rules, they can make rules as far as recruiting rules, all of that. So now that you have this going into it as well, the fact that the NCAA has lost in the Ed O'Bannon case, that's going to open up Pandora's box. So kudos to the players for getting paid, but parents, be careful, watch out, because now you can have 7th graders, 8th graders, 9th graders getting $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 checks based off their potential. These schools are now going to come and try to buy your children. So be careful when it comes to selling off your children to these universities based upon off their stock or their potential. You know, be careful with that thing. That's a very dangerous thing, but yet it's still kudos to the players. And I hope the NCAA does yet and still put some parameters around the rules to avoid scandals where you'll see 6th graders and 7th graders getting paid $500,000 because they're big at their age, and it makes no sense at all. Another thing that makes no sense is Tiger Woods misses the cut, and it's only his 4th time. This is the PGA Championship, so it's only the 4th time he's missed a cut at a major. But he shoots 6 over. He didn't even shoot a birdie until the 15th hole, and then he bogeyed the next hole, and he finished with a birdie, but by then it was too late. And I've been telling people this for a minute. You know, I heard from a civil rights leader, a very prominent guy who a lot of people respect. I'm not going to say his name right now because I'm not into name dropping my sources, but he told me that Tiger Woods cannot win a major. He cannot pass Jack Nicklaus for other reasons outside of golf. And I'm believing that because when I watch Tiger Woods play, it's not athletic ability. There's no way you can go from being so great, so superior at your game, at your field, and then just drop off like this. Sometimes I watch him play and it seems like he's intentionally making bad shots, intentionally getting to the rough, intentionally getting to a bunker and then not getting out. And I can't explain it. I really don't want to say Tiger is throwing it, but I'm saying that Tiger's trying to survive. I don't think that he's allowed to win. And I know that's controversial, but this is the controversial truth, and this is what I bring to the table. So if you can't muster that, then that's on you. You know, go to another program. But the controversial truth is what it is. It's unpolitically correct, but it's correct, and that's just the truth, the way that I know it. Now, I have a quick jab for you. The NCAA, well, no, not the NCAA. I'm thinking Johnny Manziel, but the preseason football, I think it's a good thing for us all. Now that I'm getting older, when I was younger, I really was ready for the season to go. But now that I'm getting a little older, I kind of can appreciate the preseason. Now it gives me time to evaluate the season, evaluate my options, evaluate my picks, especially when it comes to this fantasy football. And yes, the WCF League, the league that's run by myself and OneManCave.com, there are 6 slots still remaining. 6 slots still remaining, so you have a chance to get in. It's a $100 fee. There's a $75 weekly payout for most points. There's a 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place prize. Also, there will be a weekly fantasy show for the our league at OneManCave.com. So, you know, you still have a chance to be part of something great, be part of something special, and it won't cost you much. And even less than that, for $9.99, oh my gosh, you can get SummerSlam from the WWE Network And that's a 6-month commitment, so you're gonna get the next 6 pay-per-views for free. You know, well, you're gonna get it from $9.99 because it's $9.99 a month. But that's a great deal. SummerSlam has always been one of the great promotions of the year from WWE. It's one of the Grand Slams. And you're gonna see John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. Now, last summer, Lesnar lost to John Cena, which was a surprise to me. So I'm thinking Lesnar will probably win this time and win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, the man is hot. He's the one behind the one. He's the one that beat Brock Lesnar. And before you switch it off and like, oh, he's talking WWE. No, WWE is sports entertainment. It's a part of the major sports, and I respect it. They're up there with merchandising, ticket sales, money sales, and they are just as entertaining, if not more entertaining. And also, it's in my opinion that all sports are fixed anyway. I mean, it's a billion-dollar industry. There's no way billions of dollars are randomly going to be placed just here and there. So if you don't believe that sports are fixed and it's all professional wrestling, then you're naive. But for $9.99, you can get the WWE Network and be entertained and see Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose in a lumberjack match. You can also see Randy Orton and Roman Reigns. But I'm really proud of the Divas. They finally stepped it up. And we're going to see a real wrestling match between women. We're going to see AJ Lee against Paige. And this is just not a women's match. This is a real match because both these women can really go perform, and I respect them. But more importantly, and even more excited, I'm excited about Stephanie McMahon's ring debut. I mean, her performance on Monday Night Raw was just spectacular. The way she put both the Bellas in Triple H's move, I mean, it was awesome. I'm excited now to see what she does. SummerSlam always offers something great, something unexpected, something exciting. And you could see Seth Rollins possibly cash in the Money in the Bank on somebody like Brock Lesnar, which would really shake things up. Also, I'm hearing the WWE is planning on doing something with the WWE title since there's only one champion now. They're possibly planning on replacing the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, which has always been near and dear to my heart, the one that I respect the most. But I can understand, you know, if they want to have one belt. I just hopefully they can take it out in a respectful manner. And if at SummerSlam they decide to do something respectful, then I could appreciate that. But I am excited about SummerSlam, which is 8 days away from now, a week from Sunday, on the WWE Network for $9.99. This has been the Controversial Truth, and it's always good being with two people. Go to onemancave.com. You can always contribute to the site because it is your site. It is a place where you can go and enjoy yourself. It is a place for independent artists, filmmakers, and comedians. And also, if you want to get in this fantasy league and really have some real competition and be part of something great, this is your opportunity. So once again, I'm your host, Enrique James, aka Notty. This has been the Controversial Truth. And until next time, the truth shall suffice. Holla.